Hey guys, thank y'all for tuning back in. Today we are getting into something crazy. We are getting into a woman who killed her boyfriend and lied about it.
Now all of a sudden this is all happening.
What's his name?
Christian Tobechi Obum Sully.
Christian?
Please, I'm scared of him.
On the 3rd of April, 2022, Miami police received a terrifying phone call.
I can't feel my arm. I can't feel my arm. Oh, my boyfriend is dying of a stab. Ma'am, what is the address? 130 Northeast 7th Ave. Baby, I'm so sorry.
27-year-old Christian Toby Obum was
Pretty just threw herself under the bus. She said, "I'm so sorry."
You caught that quick. That
I
is.
did.
I wonder. Diving into this, is this?
I feel like I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think I was an investigator in my past life, a private investigator. Or what is it called? The ones that be going.
Yeah, the PIs.
No, not the ones that look for people.
Detectives.
Yeah, like the ones that figure out the crime.
I feel like that's a key note there in the case right there, because you're saying I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
why would you be
apologizing?
We don't need to watch the rest of the video. I'm done. I already seen his face. I seen her. We done. That's all we needed.
bleeding out in his girlfriend's lap with a brutal stab wound to the chest. When police arrived, pools of blood were found all over the apartment, and Toby was barely clinging to life. OnlyFans model Courtney Clenny had met Toby back in 2020. The two seemed to be deeply in love, but behind closed doors, things were completely different. The couple were known to have violent fights, and the police were even called multiple times to their apartment. But their biggest argument would take place in April of 2022 and result in Toby bleeding out and begging for his life. Courtney told police she had nothing to do with it, but police thought differently. So she was brought in for questioning, and a 5-hour-long interrogation began.
5 hours?
My apologies for being absolutely covered in blood.
Listen, you don't have to apologize, okay?
Why are you apologizing for that?
She got 1,000 red flags.
That's weird.
Something wrong up here.
Why are you apologizing?
You have something has to be wrong up here.
If it's your man's blood that you're
holding,
love.
if he like you're apologizing for something that doesn't need to be an apology.
Weird.
You understand? All right. Things happen, and you can't control it. Okay. How long have you guys
Why
been
he
together?
About 2 years.
About 2
A
years?
year and a half to 2 years, yeah.
Okay.
Is he okay?
He's still at the hospital. They're still,
I know.
monitoring him and talking to him. So we're waiting.
Oh my God! So he didn't even have to have surgery.
Well, I don't know. They're still doing X-rays and stuff like that. So I don't know yet. I'm waiting to hear a response.
That's all I have.
Another red flag.
She got a
She's not showing no type of emotion.
because she knows if he they're probably lying to her to bait her. If he is in
Regardless, your man just got stabbed in the chest, clinging for dear life.
but you gotta look at her as a suspect though.
He's not. But she's not. If she's trying not to be a suspect, you're not even showing no type of
She
emotion.
ain't a professional. She not a professional. She is a rookie. This is rookie
If
mistakes.
you care about someone that can potentially die, you're gonna show emotion.
She's
not showing nothing. She's just like, oh.
No,
really?
she's scared if he survived, he could tell that she did it.
I know.
She not no pro though. She ain't gonna go in there and be like, look, like she ain't Jeffrey Dahmer or nobody.
Why is she not showing no? Why is she not crying? Why is she not hysterical? Why
Because she is shocked still. Adrenaline is still running through her veins.
I'm gonna cry.
You just stabbed me. How are you gonna be in there crying?
Because one, you can die.
You did it.
I know, but maybe my intention was not to kill you. Maybe it was just to hurt you.
So you just stabbed me just to stab me. Is what you're saying.
I might be looking at jail time because I almost killed you or stabbed you, whatever. So I'm gonna be hysterical. I'm gonna be like, damn it, I fucked up. I'm just saying, she's not showing no type of emotion. She's too calm.
Okay.
The detectives tell Courtney that Toby is in the hospital, but alive. Detectives are usually unaware of how a suspect will react to certain information, so it's often safest to open by easing any worries they may have and talking in a non-accusatory manner. This makes the suspect feel more relaxed and more likely to open up.
I like something new.
We just got back together. I had broken up with him, and then he came back the last 2 nights, and then started into an argument, and I ended up getting scared, and I think that I overreacted.
That's what she's telling her.
Or not overreacted necessarily, but reacted, and I just didn't know exactly what might happen.
Do you guys work here in Miami, or do you guys have your own business?
I do social media, so I'm an influencer, I guess is what
Oh yeah.
calls, yes, I'm an influencer.
What do you focus on, like Instagram or social media?
Instagram, LinkedIn,
And what is it that he does?
stocks and crypto.
Stocks and crypto.
He just has stocks and lots of crypto. We were gonna move into a house,
Mhm.
so have an apartment, and then we were like, maybe just move here for a year. And then once we got here, we were like, no, this is dope.
Yeah.
So we have the dog picked out. It's golden retriever. We're gonna name Mello.
She all
We're
over.
gonna get the house.
Now she's crying?
Because I have 2 dogs, and then we're gonna have 3.
She thinking about having the white picket fence. She's trying to sell the white picket fence
She
and Happy
started
Family Stories. She's trying to sell she's trying to butter it up. She wants the white picket fence with the dog and the what's his name. But being involved in crypto and stuff, he might have some dough. She probably was trying to get away with a murder, cash out.
Because she would have made sure she killed him.
She not a professional.
If you are gonna do something, you better make sure you do it to
Some
kill.
people ain't built for it. They ain't ready
Well, she
to
should
be
have
the
never
professional.
stabbed him.
Hey, I know. I agree. But in the circumstances, I'm feeling she is maybe leading towards trying to maybe insurance policy or something. I just watched something on this. I'm telling you, watch it.
I highly doubt that.
Don't take away my detective skills, okay?
Yeah, but your detective skills aren't connecting.
How you know? We ain't done anything. We ain't at the end yet.
So we're planning on staying here for a while. Sorry.
Once again, you don't have to apologize.
The detectives can tell Courtney is in a vulnerable state, but at the
No.
end of the day, they're there to solve a crime. Courtney's being investigated for stabbing Toby, and the only defense she's given so far is that there was an argument and things got out of hand.
not a defense.
If Courtney did in fact do what she's being accused of, being forced to think about her past and future with Toby would really be messing with her emotions, causing her to become more vulnerable and hopefully lead to an easy confession.
Let's start from the start. You guys were supposed to take out your dogs to the park, right? And then what happened after that?
Like I said, a little bit before, I was doing laundry
Mm-hmm.
and tried to call my mom. She didn't answer the first time. And then he left. I guess he went to go bike over there. That's just what he said. I don't know if he walked or biked, but he told me he's gonna bike or something.
Like a bicycle?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he came back with a Subway sandwich, and I said something about like, oh, are you gonna like reshare your location with me? Like, did you unshare it? And he said,
I love
yeah,
Subway.
yeah, I unshared it. And I was like, oh, when did you do that? And he goes, the other day, like when you were done with me. And I was like, okay, well, fair enough. And, like, reshare it. And then it kind of like turned into like a little like argument or something. And then he told me to reshare mine, and I was like, okay, yeah, I will. And then I didn't do it immediately. He asked me about it again, and I don't know what I was thinking, but it just said something about, well, what if I'm somewhere you don't want me to be? Which I wouldn't have been.
Hold on.
Love it.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but you wanted his location, but was very hesitant when he said, give me your location to share?
But she said, what if she was somewhere she wanted to be? She was somewhere she wasn't. I'm getting very controlling from her. I'm getting very...
My man.
Maybe she was the breadwinner. OnlyFans could have been popping, jumping off,
You don't know that.
Her OnlyFans...
You don't know how his stocks was going.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying,
But
like,
I'm just
so
saying,
this
maybe...
all started off of a location.
That's toxic.
This is all because
That's
from
very-
what we're seeing, this was
that's
all
very
off of
That's giving very
not
toxic.
giving a location.
So you tripping if I don't
You
give
knew
you
he was at Subway if he brought home a Subway sandwich.
He could have snuck the Subway real quick, though.
Okay,
Do it.
but still.
You know what I'm saying? If I don't share my location, you tripping. If you ask and I'm like, oh, nah.
Okay, let's just hypothetically say, though, what if our phones couldn't do that? Then what?
But he said, she said no, though. We going off of the no. Like, you like, nah, I can't do that. I might be somewhere I ain't supposed to be.
Yeah.
Come in the house tripping.
But he didn't say that. She did.
That's what I'm saying. She's trying to lead him as she's trying to make him the aggressor.
Yes.
She's trying to, see? The aggressor. Use the antennas. You gotta use the antennas.
But maybe you don't want to know where I am. I guess maybe they'll just like hurt him because he was pressing me. And he ended up pinning me against the wall. I mean, I said like choking me on the floor. It's just like, they were looking at my neck and I was like, I mean, I'm not saying like choking you like, you know, whatever.
What
But I
kind of
mean, he
choke
had my like neck, like and this happened twice before, where I couldn't breathe and I was on the floor.
Yeah.
I could not breathe. And I
You
don't
do
think
look
that
like
he
a big man
was
compared to her.
trying to kill me,
Mhm.
but I was scared. And all 3 times I have been scared. I'm on the floor. And you have me pinned. Get my mom on the phone. So this happened like over by the door and somehow moved like over in the living room.
Somehow.
He was standing by the couch, facing toward the kitchen, and I was in the kitchen. And then he just like, I could see like all the whites in his eyes, and he was like coming at me. And so I grabbed one of these knives. My mom got me for Christmas. I grabbed one of them, and I was like, I swear to God. I swear to God.
I swear on the Lord.
It
Don't
was
swear on the
just
Lord
like,
that.
I mean, I would be like, don't come anywhere closer to me.
If you're pinned on the ground, how were you able to get the knife?
If you seen her story, switched. She was on the floor, went to the front door, back to the couch or whatever, then to the kitchen.
But if you're on the floor, how were you able to reach for a knife?
And he was big, like you said.
And she said she was on the phone with her mom?
It went 12 different angles.
Or am
like-
I, did I just,
yeah, she said the mom did come up. Like it's everywhere.
I don't know. I'm just picturing myself in her position, choked on the floor. I can't reach a knife.
Let me put you on the floor and choke you
No,
right now to see.
don't.
If we're gonna
No.
be detectives, we got to relive this scene.
I can in my mind.
Y'all, I'm gonna choke me out real quick. Come back, and she don't in this
But
chair.
I'm just saying, 9 times out of 10, if you picture yourself right now, I mean, it's sad.
That's why I
know,
said
don't
if we
it.
do it,
But if you're choked and you feel like you're gonna die, how are you able to get a knife? Unless like he's choking you and you're standing up, then that makes more sense because then you can kind of like, you know, feel in the bag. But if you're on the floor, usually the killers are like, you know, I don't know.
it ain't ad. Her outfit ain't giving me
What does her outfit have to do
because
with
she's
anything?
in that. That's like lingerie. Like she in like.
That has nothing to do with her.
She was on sexy time with somebody. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why she was somewhere she wasn't supposed to
She
be.
does OFs. Maybe
Ain't-
that's her
that
type of
ain't-
OF. She's showing sexy
nah, we
lingerie.
ain't she was somewhere she wasn't
Her
supposed
clothes
to
has
be.
nothing to do
Yes,
with it.
it do. I'm adding it to the evidence box.
Because I mean, earlier, I was having 2 other times I couldn't breathe. I'm sorry. I couldn't breathe. And it's very scary. And I just think, like, just like this other thing where I was saying, like, do you know if he's okay? If he's choking me and he's angry enough, he might, like, I mean, this is different, I think. But if he's, like, choking me or, like, pinning me or something and I can't breathe, he might go too long. So I grab my knife and I said, don't come anywhere closer to me. I had
Okay.
absolutely no intention of using it.
Okay,
I'm on
so
the
she
phone
wasn't
with
on
my
the
mom and he's coming at me like he's gonna grab either the phone or like the knife or something, and so I was just like I was like, don't come any closer. It's coming at me, and I threw it. And I meant for it to
How
go.
far away was he?
Well, I was by my fridge and he was like by the edge of one of the chairs. Of the
Can I get a
sofa.
picture of the inside of the house? I need to see this.
Like,
Comparing to
Floor
what
plan.
and I'm trying to think in my head.
To recap, Courtney says that an argument started when
Thank
the
you.
pair had both stopped sharing their phone locations that resulted in him pinning her against the floor and her retaliating by throwing a kitchen knife across the room, piercing him in the chest. Courtney also clearly states that her attack was in self-defense and specifically involved her throwing a knife 10 feet across the apartment that landed perfectly in his chest, causing him to bleed out and fear for his life.
So then, you were
and
by
I
the
got
fridge and
scared.
he was by the couch?
Yes, I was in
I-
front of the fridge. He was
Dang,
by the
Ad.
couch.
And then
Behind my island.
then what kind of movements did he make that at the moment? He was gonna
Started
walk up?
running at me.
Running? Okay.
Well, charging, aggressively walking, something.
What was he doing? Like, was he doing something with his hands or?
Doing he had his hands up. I couldn't tell you exactly.
Was he yelling at you at the time?
Yes.
Was that at the moment that he was charging you or earlier in one of the arguments?
It was before he choked me.
I feel one, for it to go deep into his chest where he's bleeding out, I feel like you had to be in close proximity. Not only that, but if he's coming at you and he's gonna see you throw the knife, your instinct is to move, duck. I just don't feel like going back to my mind, if I throw a knife at you, I doubt it's gonna go shing like that.
I mean, I've seen knives out there that are pretty sharp. I mean, I don't think you got none of those in your kitchen.
Yeah, you don't
that
got
sharp.
none in your kitchen. If
the
you
average-
do, then she probably just got one of those in her kitchen.
An average cutting knife, I mean, I don't see one being that sharp to be able to throw to just, like, it might hit it.
If I'm right next to you, though, I can.
Because the chest
I can
muscles,
do
you
that.
got bones.
But I'm
and
saying if
stuff.
I'm next to you, I could stab you in the chest pretty good.
Yeah.
But if I'm far from you and I throw it,
The way she describing it ain't. She talking about ninja knives.
yeah, she's making it seem like she just went like this and it just went. But like a knife, when you throw it, isn't it kind of like going in a circle?
Yeah, it ain't coming out like.
As I said, I think she had to be close up and she did it. Like I think he was coming toward. Like in her defense, she can be like, he was coming towards me. He's right here, and I just went boom. You know.
Yeah.
But throwing a knife, I don't
That's
know.
far.
Right. Yes, it was before he choked me.
Okay.
Or whatever. But I swear to God, I was scared. I mean, after like what I just, I was scared. And I was on the phone with my mom and it was still happening.
I mean,
I was
she has the
scared.
right
She keep
for
going
her
So you
back.
told me
scared.
you told me that
Mom,
he
on
had
the
you
phone.
against the wall at one point, right? With
Okay.
his hands over your neck.
Yes.
And how did you end up from the wall to the ground?
Let me go, and then I started swinging on him because I had been against the wall.
Okay.
I started trying to hit him,
Yeah.
and then he put me on the ground.
He dropped you to the ground.
When I'm trying to remember like a whole situation of where I was very upset about something,
Yeah.
which I've learned this in therapy and whatever, it's like write down like all the details so you don't forget. Just like write it all out clearly so that it makes sense to you and makes sense to somebody else. But I haven't had a chance to have a pen and paper or my phone
Whoa.
to like write down exactly what happened. And I haven't really even like fully thought about it.
Yeah.
So honestly, my answer is I don't remember.
That's fine. Okay. You guys have a history of violence?
Yeah,
You say you've been together how long, sir?
almost 2 years.
Almost 2
Year and a
years.
half to 2 years.
So how many incidents you think you've had?
I don't know. But we shouldn't be together.
Have you made a report before?
No.
You've never made a report?
Oh, I did in Dallas actually, about a year ago. And he was detained.
And what happened there?
He had pushed me in the lobby, but it wasn't like a big deal, and they made it a huge deal.
The couple had also been involved in another incident in Las Vegas less than a year earlier. Police were called to their apartment after a loud argument was heard, as well as glasses smashing on the floor and walls. The apartment was trashed when police
Dang.
arrived, and Courtney's story was all over the place.
Why did you call for help?
Because we were getting really loud. We were getting loud. I was like, oh my god, we're gonna like do damage to the room or something. Not damage to each other. Like I really want to like.
But why would you
highlight
think?
that.
Why would you think that you were gonna do damage to the room?
I like throwing something or like.
Did you throw something?
Did I?
Yeah.
No.
Did anybody throw anything?
No.
So
Why
why
does
would you
that
think that
apartment look
there's
like that
damage to
then?
the room to be made?
Because I've done that before in our house, and I.
What have you
don't
done?
Thrown a glass and a plate.
Did
Oh.
you throw a glass or a plate to a team today?
No.
Okay. So if
No,
I
this was before.
okay, so when I go to the room and I see a broken glass on the floor, where did the glass come from?
I don't know. I literally couldn't even remember how the fight started.
Okay, well,
Was there?
yeah.
Now, my question is either she is like a person who I don't know what the term would be for it, like just delusional, like and say like they do stuff and don't remember, like they lie about it, they're good at lying, or she like an alcoholic and just don't remember doing stuff.
Or she's trying to save her or him or them, and she's like, I don't know. And
Because it's
just
constantly
like,
just everywhere. Like you don't know what you did here, or I threw plates before in glass, but this
man,
time
your
I didn't do
apartment
it.
is a hot mess. Like that right there shows that they said the pictures, videos, whatever showed that there was stuff thrown.
So she might just
Casper
have.
the friendly ghost didn't do it.
He might just have anger issues.
He probably do, or she does, and she brings it out of him, or vice versa. Like she said, they should not be together if it's this bad.
Maybe I did. Well, I'm guessing.
Maybe I
threw
did.
glass, but that sounds like me. So.
Courtney was brought to jail and held for 12 hours overnight, but Toby refused to press charges and advocated heavily for release. This may seem like nothing, but police did conclude that Courtney had attacked him that night by throwing a glass at his head. If nothing else, it proves that Courtney was capable of attacking Toby unprovoked and opens up an entirely new avenue for this investigation. However, it also turns out that police had been in contact with the couple more recently. In fact, they'd actually been called by security to their apartment the day before the attack.
Oh, dang.
But the cops have been up there one other time yesterday for absolutely no reason. Absolutely none.
Yeah.
They just wanted to come knock on the door.
Not the police, but security guards from the front office, like young security guards.
Okay.
Came up for no reason. Bothered him, bothered me.
The cops were called, however, and captured an entire exchange on body cams, providing a stark contrast to the story that Courtney gave here.
You didn't call.
I didn't. Nobody.
I called. You called.
What?
Okay.
What's going on?
Okay. Hold on, man. Let him talk.
Okay.
Let him talk.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The front desk personnel, she informed us that Miss Courtney, her boyfriend, was trying to get into the elevator. And she had her hand out like this. And she was like, oh no, don't come inside the elevator.
Okay.
So we asked her, I said, do you want him to leave the property? She said no, she don't want him to.
I did not say that. I said yes.
Hold on.
Courtney, what's going on? What do you need? What?
Yeah, go ahead.
My boyfriend.
All right. So what do you want to see?
I want a restraining order against Christian Ubumseli.
We don't issue those.
Because,
Those
no,
are
I'm serious.
courts.
Can I do that? Where
You have to
can
go
I
to court. You have to go to
Okay, but
downtown
how
or
can
get
I make
petition.
myself first?
Courtney is obviously extremely panicked in this footage and seems less concerned about any possible that she may have been sustaining and more worried about getting a restraining order before Toby can. It's also important to note that the building's security noticed her pushing Toby out of the elevator and screaming at him and mentioned absolutely no aggression coming from him. As the evidence mounts up, it's starting to get increasingly more likely that Courtney's whole self-defense story might be straying slightly away from the truth.
Well, if she is what we're seeing is the aggressor, I wonder, well, I know your response probably to this, but they don't, so you can say it. What made him as a man like stay like with her? Like if she aggressive like this, like what made him like be like, oh, I'm just gonna rock through
men
this?
like toxicity. Sometimes love make you stay.
I mean, I guess in your mind you wouldn't think like
It get this far.
lover gonna try
and
to
not
kill
even
you.
that, but sometimes some people are so immune and used to the type of relationship that they're in that they feel like this is their new norm. So for her, she's probably the aggressor and he's probably like, this is just another night with her. She's drunk or she's tripping or she's in her moment, whatever. And to him, he's like, he probably feels like, okay, been there, done that. I know how to handle you.
You're not gonna stab me.
He wanted probably to believe and never have that thought.
Do you think he was like some night sleeping like one eye open, like thinking like this girl is capable of something like
but
this?
But it's like you said, if he knows her, like if, how can I put it? I think he probably had a breaking point the day that it all happened. I think he probably got frustrated with it and was like either like I'm done, and he broke and put his hands on her, which still, yeah, that could have happened, or she probably did try to stab him, or she probably threw something at him or whatever, and he felt like, oh, self-defense, or I don't there's so many scenarios that could have happened, but I feel in this scenario, the way she's explaining it and the evidence that we have, I feel like either one, it was his breaking point, or two, her anger got the best of her on this one, because on the other video, it shows that they were throwing stuff at each other. She says she threw plates, glass, and stuff, so she uses weapons.
I just need to know if alcohol plays a part too, like, or any type of anything. They don't need to say alcohol. Like,
she
does
uses
anything
a lot
play
of weapons, whereas him, because he is way bigger than her and the man, like his strength is his weapon.
Does anything play a part in that? That's all I want to know.
That's true too.
But as is almost always the case in situations like these, everything is still hearsay, and officially debunking her claims is going to be a challenge for the detectives. But after leaving her alone for almost an hour and letting her change clothes, they returned to the interrogation room with some more news for her.
So you're living in a nightmare right now.
Yes.
You know?
I will feel so much better once they just say he's stable.
Yeah.
Because I've been asking so much.
That's what we're looking for. Okay.
I mean, I feel like at the end, I mean, if he's not, that's a lot worse for me.
So they've asked for an update, and I asked them for an update as well, so they're checking to see what's going on. Because they're
I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I will do with myself if he's not okay.
No matter what.
I mean, I clearly can't be together.
No matter what happens,
But
no matter where this
She is so
falls,
fidgety.
right? It's out of her control.
So we have to inform you that Christian did not make it. Okay.
That
unfortunately,
reaction.
The doctors did what they could. And
Christian is dead.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is not real, right? Okay.
Now I'm feeling like this might be playing like on her, and like she always probably wanted
I just
to.
feel like,
without,
why
that.
didn't they interview the mom? If she kept saying her mom this,
Because
or
she
her
probably
mom's
never
on the
was.
phone.
They probably already knew. The detective probably just playing their
Yeah.
cards to like get her to confess. They probably already knew. He probably wasn't even like living this long. Honestly, they probably
Yeah.
just played it to
Yeah.
like get her to confess. Like tell us.
True.
But maybe she like because that response right there telling me like she probably wanted to attempt this in every argument. Like you.
Yeah, but if he's in the situation, if he's dead, isn't it worse on her?
Oh yeah, because now it's like you still up.
I mean,
for,
of course she can use
because
self-defense though.
she has to have like abuse to her. Like she has to have multiple. And from previous videos, you're seeing her as the aggressor. And so the cops is looking at that like he's never come forward. Like you never come forward saying like he did this or he's aggressive. That video showing her in the elevator, that's her being the aggressor. So there's no signs of him being aggressive.
Christian died.
See. That.
Can I please have a hug? Am I allowed to do that in here?
Did she ask for a hug?
No.
That's weird.
You didn't hug him.
I need to hug my mom. I cannot be left alone in like a room by myself.
You won't be.
After this. No, that's not true. That's not real, right?
It is real.
Christian is dead.
Yes. They're not gonna lie.
That is a weird.
The last thing he was that way. What I was saying to that other room, I said, God forbid, when like from far away, if what if it had accidentally hit a little bit lower and he died?
So we can't change what's occurred and get him before. So just step by step. So you'll get through this, all right?
It's easy to tell by the detectives' reactions that they're fairly convinced what happened was indeed self-defense. In fact, one of them was even talking earlier about how he's sure she'd be allowed home that night and that everything was going to be fine. So it obviously wasn't hard for her lawyer to convince them officially that she wasn't guilty and she was let off without any charges. But remember, the detectives weren't aware of any of the evidence mentioned so far. All they know is what Courtney told them.
Only going off of what they knew.
Makes sense. Because I was going to say, dang, all this evidence that's
Yeah, but they didn't know.
This is us seeing what was already.
What we see, yeah.
Dang, because I was going to say she got off like that. Like, what?
But then again, it's like they always say, like, they have her story to go off on, obviously, because he's gone. So they really don't have enough evidence to put her away. Like, let's just hypothetically say he was smart. He was the type to he probably was abusive and he just knew not to mark her up. So we don't know. So we can only go off of what she was feeling and what she said. So it sucks because it's like his side, her side, the truth, and we'll never hear his, sadly.
So as time went on, evidence started to mount up, and the Abumseli's case was starting to become stronger and stronger. The body cam videos started to become publicly available, and the true nature of her previous arrests came to light. There were also unflattering videos such as this one showing her drunk in public just days after
Let's talk
her
about
release.
drinking. There we go.
Yeah, and they're seeking justice. Yeah,
What?
let's all videotape her. Right now, you should go. Yeah, you should go. Because you just killed her boyfriend. Yeah, you did. Yeah, and yeah. Okay, cool.
Sure, people make mistakes and drink too much. But when you're seen acting like this in public just days after bawling your eyes out in an interrogation room, you don't exactly get painted in the best light. Just days later, footage secretly recorded by Toby was found on his phone displaying Courtney violently screaming at him, using aggressive language, hitting him across the face, and using racial slurs.
Courtney, I was on a bike ride and she passed me and I said hi. You and Courtney are having a live chat. My bad, I forgot to tell you that. That doesn't make you to act and call me a Yes, thank you. Coming from Courtney, thank you. I want you to get away from me!
So due to this and many other accounts stating that Courtney was well and truly the one, she was officially taken to court by Toby's family. This is where the final nail in the coffin was delivered by a medical examiner who'd observed Toby's body and come to a conclusion.
Now, based on the information you received that the defendant was alleged to have thrown this knife, do your observations support that?
No.
If the person who supposedly did this is an expert knife thrower, and the knife is the type of knife that you can throw,
exactly.
I guess that could have happened.
Did you receive any information that the defendant was a knife thrower?
No.
So based on that fact that you did not receive that information, would it support that?
No.
And what would you expect to see a knife do if someone just flung it at somebody?
It would just hit the body and bounce off.
Now, as a result of this case, did you come to a cause, or did you make a determination as to the cause and manner of death?
Yes.
Could you please explain those to the court?
The cause of death was stab wound of right subclavian artery. The manner of death was homicide.
As of April 2023, Courtney is currently awaiting what's become one of the most anticipated trials in modern history. She faces life in prison on account of second-degree murder with all of the evidence stacked against her. It's not looking good for her as we prepare to see if she'll be spending the rest of her life behind bars.
Said what I said. I said what I said.
This is crazy.
My mind put me in that spot and I knew it.
Y'all just dropped off one of the craziest first reaction.
I knew Cole Hartley when she didn't show emotion, the whole knife throwing. Like I said, it's possible if you were a professional knife thrower, with a knife, but like we said, nobody has those knives in the house.
But with that extra at the end though, like the slurs and
no, I think if the evidence wasn't out, I think maybe she could have probably got away with it, but I think because more evidence is coming out.
So technically I got my question answered. Toby, what made him, he was recording himself, so he must have knew.
Or he probably wanted in due time to get a restraining order on her.
So he needs
to try to leave the relationship. So, or he probably knew what kind of girl she was, and if he probably told mom, Mom, something ever happened to me.
This is what, here, look at my phone. It was her. So the family came forward. It was like, no,
they knew to fight it. They knew to fight it. So obviously they knew more than what she thought she knew. That is crazy.
So he said he was riding a bike and somebody said hi. He just said hi. She started tripping.
Something like that.
Yeah, he said the girl passed him on the bike, said hi. He said hi back. That was it. And she lost her wig.
Wilbur, she got mad over a location when he clearly came with someone.
This case gave me the chills, because
I
was
crazy. Question? Did you guys off the bat feel that she was guilty, or did you kind of feel like she could have, in a sense, there was a little bit to no evidence that she could have been non-guilty?
She wasn't selling it good enough for me in the beginning.
What, in your opinion, gave you that guilty verdict for you guys? Or did you think she was not guilty until that came about at the end? Let us know down below in the comment section your guys' opinions on this. This is crazy.
The accident for sure. When she said it was an accident. When you pointed that out, I think that was it for me. But like Dee said, drop down below. Also, let us know, this is where the direction this channel is headed. We are going crime hunting. So if you have a video or something you want us to watch that you think we have not seen, I'm pretty sure we haven't, drop it down in the comment section below. Or you can send us a link on our social media. Our link information will be down below also. And let us know. Next reaction coming. This one was mind-blowing.
This one was crazy. And it's crazy because it was so recent.
That's intense. Yeah, I thought this was I don't even know what to say.
I'm so used to watching back in the day type of crime.
This is crazy.
And this was more.
She just stabbed him for no reason.
Yeah, well, she had her reason in her mind.
But
yeah. I mean,
that's wow.
Unless there was cameras in that house, we would never know.